Hey guys, welcome to Deer Creek Audio for another video. Come on into the studio, make yourself comfortable. And what I'd like to talk about today is your expectations, and don't underestimate yourself. Meaning that I think a lot of times that musicians especially just totally defeat themselves by setting the bar so high or thinking that the quality of what they're doing really isn't up to par. Let me just start off just saying I went to Berklee back in the 70s and early 80s, and there was an instance there to where the huge dropout rate was really, in my opinion, attributed to one thing. You could walk through the hallways or walking down through the practice rooms, and the people there that were just practicing on their instruments or jamming along were just incredible musicians, just the average musician, and the caliber was so high. But what that really created as a mindset to a lot of people is that they realized or said to themselves, well, I can't be that good, and so why am I even pursuing this? And it even affected people on an extremely high caliber rate. I lived with one of the teachers for a while, and he taught composition and harmony and played piano, and he was an incredible piano player, but yet he still related himself to some of the greats of the day, the Chick Coreas and Oscar Peterson and such, and just said, I'm never going to be that good, so he quit music, which was really just a total shame. Eventually he did get back into music, I found out, and I think that's wonderful. But what happened is people just they're underestimating themselves, and I'm hopefully can talk about that a little bit in this video, and to a little pep talk here and say, you know, don't let that apply to yourselves. I think there's a lot of situations to where musicians will get some negative feedback, and so they really take it personally. Or let me talk about something really specific, and that would be like saying CD sales or YouTube views, and people will go, you know, I'm not selling thousands and thousands of CDs or have 1 million YouTube views. And I have to admit, I'm in that camp. I don't have the 1 million views of the YouTubes, but that doesn't sway me into thinking, well, that's because the quality is just really horrible. Now granted, this isn't a Steven Spielberg production, but I don't have a lot of money put into it, and I enjoy doing it for one thing, so that's my main drive with that. But if you just constantly are comparing yourself to other people, I think you're going to just defeat yourself right at the start. I've had some pros in the industry say a couple of things that I really wonder what they really meant. And I had one recently comment on one of my other YouTubes, and I wasn't really exactly sure what he meant, but I think I have an idea. And if you really look at a lot of the pros in the industries, and you can pick out the ones that you think I may be talking about, because I'm sure you'll know a few, you'll wonder, why did that person actually succeed financially in the industry? They're really not that good, but what was it that made them so successful, so popular? And what we're really talking about is selling units or views or financial success. But realize that once some of these artists get into that machine of the commercial music making industry, that it's not their talents that's doing it, it's the marketing industry that grabbed a hold of that product and pushed that product, and they did some great marketing. I kind of attribute trying to create a new sound or a new song or start a new band is basically my favorite expression that I made up is trying to break a new candy bar into the market. You know, a new Butterfinger or a Baby Ruth or Snickers bar. You know, actually that's who you're going to compete with if you're trying to compete by creating a new candy bar. But look how tough that can be. And if you've got something that appeals to a lot of people or whatever, then, you know, I think you should stick to your guns. Now, the one rule that I've always said, and I'll repeat again, is use your ears. You got to use your ears, and then use your internal gut feeling of what you think feels good. If you really think it sounds good and you're really happy with what you're doing musically, recording, producing, engineering, or in your home studio or whatever, then I would go with that, and quite frankly, chances are it's probably pretty good. Now, granted, there are some tone-deaf people in the world, and I won't get into that, but, you know, if you don't think it sounds good or you're not happy with it, then it really probably doesn't. but I think you can. There's a lot of people that aren't even involved musically, and they can tell you what they think sounds good and doesn't sound good because they have just kind of that good core feeling. But at any rate, you know, some people may agree with what I'm talking about. Some people may say, oh, because you don't have 1 million views on YouTube, this is why you're making that video and trying to rationalize things. No, it's just really a thought that I've always had and something that I truly believe in. Whether it's true or not, that's my opinion. That's why I'm stating it. At any rate, we'll see you in the next video, guys. Take care. Thanks for watching.